All right, the City of Johannesburg's Public Safety Department has raided a suspected hijacked property in Bryanston in Johannesburg. The Public Safety MMC Mgcini Tshwaku said on Thursday the city had been informed that the rightful homeowners returned from holiday to find their house illegally occupied. The residential property had been converted into a dense, informal settlement. The operation, conducted alongside Johannesburg's Metropolitan Department, officials, that is, the Home Affairs, City Power and Joburg Water, resulted in the detention of over 40 individuals, including undocumented foreign nationals, after police climbed over the gate to access the property. We have asked Public Safety MMC Mgcini Tshwaku to join us now via video link. Mr. Tshwaku, a very good evening to you. Thanks for joining us and a warm welcome to the late edition. First of all, who, in your view, are the illegal occupiers? Is it desperate individuals looking for shelter, or is it simply organized crime-linked groups, or something more structured and strategic? Perhaps if you could clarify whether this was a random invasion or a coordinated property hijacking by a syndicate.
Look, this one here is, good evening to yourself and to the viewers at home. It was a matter of I can call it a sort of, you had a couple that got divorced and the husband moved out and the wife was staying there. So the house was in the process of being sold, and also it was sort of liquidated because of the non-payment of rates. So the mother went away, the owner went away, and when she came back from Cape Town, the house was actually taken away from her. So by an opportunistic individual. So that house was supposed to be auctioned, and this individual is claiming that he bought the house through the auction, he paid a down payment, and the house was still belonging now to the guys actually ABSA. So instead of him paying all the money and finishing it up, what he decided to do is to put in lots of windy houses inside, like shacks inside. There were about 40 of them, and there were plus minus 120 individuals staying in the yard. So when we asked him to really come on site, he didn't want to really come. And we've actually heard that there are sort of many houses around the area which actually have been hijacked. So people taking these opportunities of sales, others, they take an opportunity when the owners have passed on, and the person who was a security guard or maybe a domestic worker will just decide, they're not gonna, they're gonna just let it out and let many people stay in the area. So it's sort of those kind of things here where you've got a house there with the owners, maybe the house is with the bank has taken it away for liquidation and all those things. So, the individual, he's claiming that it's his house, but if you go to the deeds office, you find that it belongs to a woman called Danica Agliotti, and they wanted to go inside the house, but that hijacker didn't want to actually let them in.
And are these occupants being exploited by masterminds higher up the chain, or are they active participants in organized crime networks?
Yeah, look, these individuals, remember, they're very sophisticated. They've got connections at the deed office. They've got connections, so it is alleged at the High Court. Sometimes, the guy was showing me some papers that I must talk to his lawyers. That's why I didn't want to read to allow me inside the house. So I really forced because I had to do my own oversight. So this is happening. It's not only in the houses, it's also in the bad buildings in the city. Of course, in the city, I can tell you now, it's a syndicate, a sophisticated one, which involves lawyers, it involves people from deeds office and all this kind of stuff like that. But this one here is that case that the person who has been collecting rent there, and a person called, they call him Lawrence, he's been making money there, about 180,000 a month. So you find that there are I've got a tip off now of additional 10 houses in Sandhurst, Bryanston, and the Sandton area. So during this week, we're going to be rating them as well. But But the problem is, or I don't say it's a problem. See, these are private properties.
Yeah.
But as a city, we have a duty to ensure that these are proper. So we might have to really form a committee to deal with this thing.
We've got so many questions. I mean, the fact that the CPFs, the Community Policing Forums and the Neighborhood Watch have been seeing so much traffic going in and out that particular property. Why did they not flag?
Yes.
That there could be a problem in this particular property. I mean, maybe, Have you perhaps seen the links between the property hijackings and the other criminal activities such as human trafficking, drug distribution, or illegal electricity and water connections? Because we also saw that there was a great deal of illegal water and electricity connection in this particular property in Bryanston.
No, definitely. Lots of things are going on there. Bad things are happening there. Quite a lot. I mean, if you remember in Houghton is infested with those houses there. And I'm going to expose them, by the way. And I don't really want to talk about the other stakeholders. There's some allegations, serious ones, but I will leave it up to really them, because this is a question we're asking. So there you'll find that there's water has been illegally connected, electricity illegally connected. And sometimes prostitution does happen. Human trafficking, of course, yes, because some of the people are actually kept in these places for cheap labor. And the reason why they are always giving shelter to the undocumented foreigners is that the undocumented foreigners, they get exploited. You will not find a situation where they don't pay rent. But if you have someone like me, like Mgcini there, I will tell you my rights and quote all of them. So there are a lot of stuff which are happening there.
We're out of time, unfortunately, but I just need to pick a brain on this one particular matter before I let you go. I mean, the prevention of the illegal eviction from the Unlawful Occupation of Land Act, well, is also known as the PI Act. It was created to sort of protect vulnerable people from arbitrary eviction. So in reality, Mr. Tshwaku, has it become a shield for criminals and property hijackers?
Yes, it does. It does.
Okay. Definitely.
Yeah, it does. But in these cases, what I ask the owners to really do is to open a trespassing case. So, they must, because, I mean, I got a property, you are trespassing, so I can arrest you for trespassing. So I'm trying to use all the other acts and everything. I mean, with this one here is that we told them that according to the Fire Brigade Act, they're not supposed to be putting shacks there. So we told them that by Monday, all those shacks, they're supposed to be out. If not, I'm going to be there, I'm going to flatten them out. Okay. And also they've extended the house, by the way. So instead, we do use the other acts where it prevents them from, for example, we've declared that house a risk. So we must evacuate those individuals urgently. So instead, we look at the clauses of the law so that we're able to really evacuate individuals. We've got shelters, but unfortunately, if you're undocumented, you will not be eligible for actually that. But most of the people we found in these hijacked houses, they are affordable. They can afford. I mean, in that house, they were paying about 2,000 a month. Okay. So we try and find alternative accommodation.
Johannesburg Public Safety MMC, Mr. Mgcini Tshwaku, great chatting to you, sir. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
All right. Well, what happened in Bryanston is more than just a shocking discovery. I mean, it's a warning sign. A private home in a well-resourced suburb transformed into an informal settlement while its owners were away. More than 40 people detained, multiple departments called in, and an entire community left shaken. But this story is not only about who was inside that property. It is about how they got there in the first place, who enabled it, and why hijacked buildings have become such a persistent feature in life in Johannesburg. It remains the big question.